From coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 is a tree to show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. While stories from the web, he's always
good morning, boys.
Crypto community.
Moonship, what's up? Good morning, man. Hoods, good morning. Sir Billy, GMs. Cosmos, good morning, man. Do we feel it? Are we feeling that? I think it's coming, man. I think the big one. I think the big crash is coming. I'm not the only one that's thinking that, right? It's pretty awesome, man. Like scrolling X, scrolling the timeline, seeing what people are talking about. Like the sentiment. Did I tweet that this morning? Sentiment is starting to match 2018. It's starting, man, and it's a good starting point. Sentiment is starting to get to where it needs to get, and it's gonna go lower. It can definitely go lower. It's probably gonna go lower. This can last a lot longer, but man, if this isn't the best thing for this space right now, like some of you bros have been here before. Where I'm about to go, okay? Detox. I think the crypto space is about to go through like a detox, right? You know what I mean by that? As in, the crypto market's been so high, and price-wise, yeah, but like the euphoria and like the vibes, that kind of unquantifiable thing that we managed to quantify in like meme coins, that has been way too hot, way too high for way too long, and it's coming to a very abrupt end. That actually did on 10-10. That was the abrupt end. And I think we didn't want to fully give in, so we were still partaking a little bit. And I think now it's different. I think now is starting to get a little different. I think this is now officially detox time. Starting to get clean. We come out on the other side of this really, really great. But I think it's going to be pretty painful here coming up. All this said and nothing happened, by the way. Nothing happened. The market didn't do anything. We'll take a look here in a quick second. But all that, I'm still optimistic. I'm still very bullish on crypto. Not everybody is, and that's what actually has me feeling a kind of way here. Let's get into it, man. Hit the like on the show. We're live, I think, today only on YouTube. Maybe on Abstract. Okay, YouTube and Abstract. Which, funny enough, Abstract works great the less other places or the fewer places I'm streaming. So Abstract, YouTube, Kick is not working, X is not working. It is what it is. What's up? It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Anyway, come to YouTube, subscribe over here. It's Crypto Slam over on that side. Follow us on X. It's Crypto Slam IO. Also, Ethos Swarm on X. And go to amind.ai, Awaken a Mind. I launched 2 or 3 in the past, 12 hours. I was up early this morning playing too. God, I've been up since 2. And I just, it's a great time for me to focus and try to build out some things. I'm building out a new mind. Well, we'll start with the first one. One that's going to help me with my transition from the show from, I use a StreamYard platform to do my stream here. I want to go to OBS. So I'm using a mind that can go and get basically, these things have all the information of the internet, right? So I have a mind that's going to be like kind of my producer, but technical producer. It's going to give me tips to get OBS configured, get some plugins set up to have some live video. Well, I'm hoping this live video feeds, like tickers. I want to have things running across. So what I'm hoping he'll do is be like my help desk to set up OBS, but I want him to help me build or connect to plugins so I can have this screen a lot more dynamic. So I'm seeing if that'll work. I think it will. So that's one of my minds. The other one is helping me with content, not writing my posts, but helping me stay on brand or on message. Meaning, I want to keep things positive. I don't love the whole AI is going to take your job kind of conversation. All those doomer posts out there. I don't want to do that. I want to be anti that. No, you're right, Moonship. I could use ChatGPT for just that. I'm seeing if I can get more out of it. If I'm just using it as a search engine, then what's the point, right? I want it to start as a search engine And what I find with minds is that as you start using them and talking to them, they start suggesting things you can do. And then it's still not they're just giving you text. They start actually helping you make connections and they actually act as the interface that does connections. That's actually where the magic unlocks. Can a mind use VS Code? Well, let me ask it because I'm not a dev, so I don't know what that means. I'll tell you a mind can write code, but I know you know that. Like, I don't know what VS Code is. What is VS Code? What's up, cats? Good morning. But again, Moonship, I'm really glad you said that because that's like a really interesting point. E-Rock, what's up, man? Good morning. That's a really good, that's an awesome question. Like, just ask ChatGPT. That helps me. Like, when you guys ask questions, it helps me think of the better ways to phrase it, right? Like, yeah. I'm using it like I would. I mean, behind the scenes, I think it uses one of the ChatGPT models. Right? It's multi-model, so I think it uses GPT. I think it uses Claude. Well, I know it uses Claude. I think it uses Gemini. And I think it uses Grok too, right? So it's multi-model. Okay, but that's not the point. The point is it gives me those answers, but it goes that step further. Again, it suggests other things and it makes those connections. It actually makes the connections. It says, give me an API key and I'm going to handle like the data back and forth for you. That's what I want. So I want to see if it helps me set up OBS, but then actually helps me with my data feed into OBS. That would be wild. If it does that, again, I'm trying to give people use cases to make it easier for them. So they don't have to sit here and like just spin their wheels thinking of ideas. I'm going to give some ideas that people can use. So we'll see. It's an experiment. The one that's going to keep me on message. Now that one's one I don't imagine I'm going to keep, right? Because would I pay for something that just helps me fine tune my message? No, but short term, can it help me get some traction and get off the ground with it? I think so. So I'm going to play with it for that. There's one other I made and I'm trying to remember what it was. What was my third one? Oh, I have a third one that's writing posts for me and it's trying to think the best way to put it, best practices. Again, could use something like ChatGPT. This, I want it to give best practices for using minds, but because it's a mind itself, it's plugged in and can look at skills and it can look at what other minds are doing and it can use them as examples, right? So it's just a helper for me, but because it's plugged in, it's like my, I don't know, it's almost like my white paper and my wiki and my trying to think what else, but it's kind of this all-in-one thing that's always plugged into the network, always is telling me what's going on, and then tell me how they work so I can explain them. So that one's cool. That's a cool, I'll categorize that in like the quality of life kind of agent or mind. But yeah, that one's cool. The one I'm most excited about is the OBS one. But again, get your hands and play on them, and you can let agents into your terminal and set things up. So I bet so. But I'd experiment with it. Moonship, you should, but if not, I would love to experiment with that. The OK Computer NFTs I was talking about a couple days ago, it's like a terminal, right? I found my wallet that I do have them. I didn't sell those things. I have two. I want to get my mind using that, and I think it can. I just imagine it can. So we'll see. They do some interesting stuff. They're more technical than than they might sound like, All right, this market. Okay, nothing happened. Nothing happened. By the way, like local terminal. If it's local terminal, no. Can there be some like virtual instance of it? I don't know. That's why the on-chain one is interesting. Like, right? The OK computers are totally on-chain. Dude, what is that Shirley coin at? I totally forgot about that. By the way, I've been mostly stabled up, but I'm like mostly stabled up now. I'm like, I don't know. There's too much coming that I'm not sure about, especially Friday and maybe a tariff ruling. But I just got this vibe. I don't want to be holding much right now. I'm okay missing something. Damn. Yeah. I don't remember how much I threw into Shirley. A few $100. It wasn't crazy, but damn. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in much right now. We'll get to Death Stir. It's kind of the only thing I'm actively playing. I was back at it yesterday. I'm out of Death Stir now. I'm like, dude, I don't see a point to trading right now. Not that there's not like plays, but I don't want to be stuck in anything. I want to be pretty stabled up. Anyway, fear and greed index is at 10. Not the worst we've seen, but man, not great. It's not great. And the timeline's dead. People are gone. But more than that, it's dead, and it's also like nothing but FUD. It's nothing but FUD. Yeah. I mean, I don't see us getting any real traction right now. I do think we can turn around in an instant. But I'm not gonna gamble right now on like just pure hopium. Like I said, dude, nothing happened. Market is right where we were basically yesterday. We're flat in the past 24 hours. I mean, ETH is up. Here's Bitcoin at 68.1. ETH at 1900. Okay, we'll keep going here. Ripple 146, BNB 624, and Solana 85. We're pretty flat here. Bitcoin down barely, but yeah, again, BNB, ETH, and Solana all up. So there's life there, and there's people sensing that, like I am, sentiment is at a really interesting place. And often that's a signal like a buying opportunity. And yes, you're going to take some downside risk there, but we've already shaved off a lot. Do we have a lot more to go? Maybe. What's up, MJ? Good morning. Hey, Michael Saylor's still buying. I was thinking, why didn't we get this post yesterday? Markets closed. I don't know. I guess. But he's not. I don't know. I mean, Michael Saylor preaches how Bitcoin is, market's always open, but why didn't he announce his buy yesterday? I don't know. I think that's weird. Maybe it's weird. 168 mil spent on how many tokens did they buy? There we go. 2,486. Finally a good buy, by the way. He's usually buying like way over market price, but good buy. He did good. Saylor did good this week. And Justin, it does. It feels extra fuddy right now. And like I think I said yesterday, and I probably said it Friday or maybe over the weekend, I'm like, it's been a great start to the year in a way it has. Like I've had some fun plays. It's been active enough. The year usually starts active, but I was kind of sounding the alarms. I'm like, guys, this does stop in an instant. It comes to a screeching halt. And then remember how dead it gets. It's so easy to forget, but remember how dead it gets for like months where there's no plays and there's no interest. And I'm like, that's coming really soon. And it might be here now. So I was like starting to scale back already. And that just might be what's happening here. But this is the stuff that's like wild. This is like what scares me more, right? U.S. housing market, its most unaffordable level in history, right? Again, this is not new, but it's just been escalating. The most unaffordable level in history. And people predicting a big housing crash. I mean, this might be the big one. This might be the big one. Like 2008, but if you go by what somebody like this says, it's going to be way worse. Like way worse. I'm warning you in Rich Dad's Prophecy published in 2013. I warned of the biggest stock market crash in history still coming. That giant crash is now imminent. I'll stop there and just say, when somebody's selling a thing, just remember they're going to make sure to sell the thing. Fits his narrative, just like, the whole, and I buy this, by the way, the Bitcoin to $1 million. That's people saying that are selling a product usually. And so the flip side of that's true too. He kind of, in a way, wants the market crash. In a way, right? I know he believes it. I know he believes it, but he wants that market crash because then he's right. So he wants that. The good news is, if you followed my Rich Dad's warning and prepared, the crash will make you richer beyond your wildest dreams. I agree. That's why I think you stay plugged in when it's like it is now and when it gets worse. For those not prepared, it'll be your worst nightmare. And this could lead us into that doomsday scenario where it's like the permanent upper class and the permanent lower class, and there's no middle anymore, which has been said for decades. But more and more that is happening. The middle class does not feel like the middle class of, a couple decades ago, doesn't. Yes, dude, yes. You remember when that statement came out? You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. And then they kind of walked it. Well, they zapped that. They like nuked that from the internet, right? But don't believe for a second that like their motives changed because of people's reaction. Like, don't believe it for a second. They told us the game plan. They are executing the game plan. They're just not saying it out loud, but you can see the game plans being planned. But we're past planning, man. We're like in action. They're acting on the game plan, and we're getting closer. By 2030, they said, right? Wasn't that it by 2030? And what do you know? 2030 is where all the crazy predictions come. It's Bitcoin's $1 million in 2030. It's the great job replacements. It's the what does Raoul Powell call it? The I forget what he calls it. The everything code. What? No, that's not the name of what he calls it. Oh, the economic singularity. That's what he calls it. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you see, maybe this morning, Steam, you cannot buy Steam Decks right now, like the little portable, gaming computer. You can't buy them. Memory. There's no RAM available. There's no RAM available, and it's because of AI. So yeah, you good luck getting hardware. It's probably not a bad investment buying hardware. It's going to get weird. I'm excited. Can't wait for the coming giant crash. I have my real gold, silver, ETH, and Bitcoin. I mean, he's talking bullish for Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin behaves a little differently because there's all these posts questioning Bitcoin as a store of value. Maybe if we get this kind of crash he's talking about, maybe there is a flight to it, right? I certainly think that happens still. No fake gold, silver, or Bitcoin. I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. I'm buying more. I didn't even read this far down. I didn't even realize this was like a Bitcoin bull post, huh? But I dig it, man. I didn't even realize. But yeah, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. I didn't even know, dude. You know what's funny? I've got dozens of computers in my garage. It's so outdated, though. It's like these 1 gig sticks of RAM. It's like so old. But I wonder if it's worth anything now, if I could get anything for it. Buying more Bitcoin as people panic and sell into the upcoming crash. Good. I think get ready, man. Yeah, I think get ready. I think, like I said, and like people are saying, he is selling. He's selling his book. He's selling a thing, but it is true. It's really, really true. Bandit saying he's never seen crypto this bad, then Bandit hasn't been around long enough. I've seen Bitcoin and crypto and sentiment this bad, and I've seen it worse. But I'm starting to say it's getting close to as bad as I've seen it. Close. It's still not there. On that scale, like 0 to 100, and the worst I've seen, it was 2018. It was. And so that was at like a 10. There's no zero. Zero's when Bitcoin doesn't exist, right? And you got to allow room for it to go lower. But like, I'll put that at a 10. 2018 was a 10. Last cycle, we were at like a 25. And I don't even think we got that low. Right now, we're at 20, 18, something like we got a lot further to fall, but we're getting close. Mipo, I don't know him, but I think he's right. Maybe right. Somebody's gonna be really, really right here. Either like the broader crypto Twitter is right, and that we're entering full on crypto winter, or the Matt Hogan kind of people are right in saying we've been in a bear market and the bull market's coming. And by the way, that sounds so crazy, but what they're talking about is still part of this like crazy economy that comes where it's the AI companies and those specific tech stocks like the Mag 7 and it's Bitcoin, crypto, like it's those things cook and everything else is just vapor, dust, whatever. That's kind of what's been going on. And it's been a bear market. It's everything else was so valuable. It was like buoying us up, but that we're about to flip to a full on crazy kind of bull market. That's a crazy take, but also like I think things are going to get crazy. So I'll like entertain the crazy takes, you know? I'll entertain any crazy take right now because I think everything is that broken that either we get like the biggest crash ever and we get some kind of like, I mean, full on like depression. It's like that or it's the complete opposite. I don't think there's middle ground here. I don't think it's like recession. I think it's full on depression or the craziest bull market we've ever seen as everything breaks up. I don't know which it is. I don't know. I don't care. Well, I don't want to say I don't care. Of course I care. It's going to affect a lot of people. Both sides of it will. What's Meepo saying? Also opening the idea that the bear will be as bad as 2022. That was not bad. That was, I mean, I'm sorry, but that, yeah, I would hope the bear is as bad as 2022. Dude, I saw those robots. Crazy. Yeah, the robot thing's crazy. Perhaps is bad. That's the one I'm not worried about, but that's where we might be heading. So we'll see. Clarity Act still is kind of out there. There's still a lot of talk that it's going to pass, and I still don't think it is, but also don't know. Like they really want to get this thing passed. But I don't think this is a shit post, by the way, from Rand Neuner. I don't think it's a shit post. I think he's like super legit, and this is kind of what you need. Is people have been around long enough to really get it, right? Like everybody here really gets Bitcoin, really gets crypto, really gets it. And you need people who really get it to lose their faith in it too. And Rand is right there. For the first time in 12 years, he's questioning Bitcoin's thesis. I was there last time. I was there. That's where I was in 2018 and 2019. And so were tons of people. And that's how I remember what that means. I remember telling myself, like teaching myself the lesson. I'm like, when you feel that feeling, when you get to where Rand is now, that's a really good sign. It's funny. He's thinking the same way that, that you do when things are bad. Okay, it's not the drawdown. It's how Bitcoin responded. It's that the narrative doesn't seem to be playing out. And then you question if it's all a meme. And it is. Bitcoin is a meme coin until it's not. And I think it's already made it past there, but it's still the ultimate meme coin. But Bitcoin evolved from peer-to-peer cash into digital gold, right? Yeah, we're not going to use Bitcoin for payments, although we maybe we still do, but it's digital gold now. And he's right here. We got all the catalysts, ETF approvals, institutional access, although I think we've only gotten a fraction of the institutional access. And there's nothing to fight for anymore. It's regulations you're still fighting for, privacy you're still fighting for, and like widespread institutional access. That's still coming. But it is a fine point that when the tariff stuff hit, instead of money flowing into crypto, it didn't. It fled to gold. It left crypto, left Bitcoin. We're waiting on like maybe utility for Bitcoin. We're waiting on, there is something else still to come. We hope. If not, then kind of yikes. But as a store of value, and there's consensus on it as a store of value, and there is, that holds up. I do think the privacy thing's important. What else is he saying? What's interesting is I'm worried about Bitcoin, not crypto, right? That's when you know things are good. When you're questioning that, like he's questioning crypto at its core, dude. Like at its core, he's not questioning the tech. He's questioning like the biggest, most accessible, most normie friendly blockchain anything other than like a stable coin, but Bitcoin. And he's like, I'm worried about Bitcoin. I think it's not going to actually work. I think it's a phenomenal post. I'm so excited by it. I'm not going to even check out his video. It's a really great post because he's feeling that. A lot of other people feeling it. And we get to the point eventually, probably where probably half of crypto, people in crypto feel that too. We got so many people, like we can get to the point where half of the people out there think it's done. Maybe. The point is a lot of people. And I can't wait till it bounces back. We've got a new meme. We got a new meme template loading. Not even a template, but this is going to be the meme of the cycle when we bounce back. For you guys watching the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, great show. Great freaking show. Yeah. Bitcoin won't fail because it's already past that threshold. It's too big to fail. It can get low, but never as low as before, I don't think. And like I always say this, it's never going to live in those lows for that long. I don't believe that for a second. Too many people believe in it still. This is going to be the meme. That's going to be the meme of this cycle, though, or the next bull run. That's the meme. The second Bitcoin bounces and it's got any meaningful like kind of movement, dude. This I can't wait. I can't wait. It's that everywhere. Actually, I didn't even check if there's a meme coin for it, but I hope there is. Yeah, I love it. I'm less bullish Bitcoin. I mean, I'm a permabull, but also I'm there with people too. I'm like we're not there yet. We've not made it to the promised land. Like we're closer than ever, but also like it's a big setback. I get it. Trader Main gets it though. Right. Those posts are great. So I'll say it again. Like if you were there last time and not last bear, but the time before, the last time it was this bad, this is what it felt like. And it's a great sign. And I'll just say why. I'll just give the couple reasons why it's a great sign. Number one, the guys who are bullish Bitcoin, and then their like conviction is shaken, right? They're like the first ones to come back. When the price starts moving, they get how quick it can move. They get it. They are going to front run that. They're coming back first, and they're going to come back all of them. I don't think you lose people permanently. Those people come back first. Normies catch it too because normies didn't come this market because it got so high they thought they missed it. When Bitcoin's back to a level that they, they're like, well, this is the price I heard about years ago, and I slept then and I slept last cycle. I thought I missed it. When they see those prices, they're gonna be like, oh, now I can finally get in and get a good price. The normies come back too. A lot of them for the first time, right? There's a whole new generation coming in. But normies come flocking back in. That's going to be awesome. You like Dogecoin better than Bitcoin? Yeah, I mean, all Bitcoin has that's better than those is holders. Just that's it. Better holders and liquidity. Tech-wise, nah. So I'm with you there. But Justin's right. Everybody's saying this. That is the correct take now. It's great. Okay. Vo is saying the most powerful companies in crypto are the ones without a token for now. In 15 years, won't be that. In 10 years, it probably won't be that. In 5 years, I'm actually not sure. In 5 years, it might not be true. In 5 years, we might have a big token from a big company at that point. I still believe we're going to see a top 10. I'll stick to this prediction. I think the prediction was by 2030, one of the top 10 cryptos is an AI token. I'll stick with that. I think that's true. I wonder if we count Tether as like an AI coin at some. Well, no. I wonder. I don't know. Could be that one of these goes AI, but I think we see a brand new AI token. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Again, for now, but also like, what a like crazy missed opportunity, right? With the Peter dude from OpenClaw. He, we talked about this yesterday, I think, where he almost deleted all his code and like didn't build OpenClaw because crypto guys suck, man. Like we suck. He said on this interview with Lex Friedman, he said, I didn't know they're not just good at harassment, they're good with tech, using scripts and tools and like hacking, and they are, yeah, crypto guys are good. Like really, really, really good. Like, yeah, dude, I mean, we're a very, very cutting edge industry, like on the tech front. I was chatting with my older brother yesterday, the day before, and he works in Academia. Academia. I don't fucking clearly. And he's pretty high up, right? Like he's up there. He does some very, very, very high level stuff. Very high level. And he works in AI. And he's being I think he's part of like he's involved with giving out grants, right? To devs, to people building tools, products. So he's getting pitched all the time these AI tools. And he said, yeah, again, I think it was yesterday. He's like, dude, I get these crazy pitches, people trying to get these $500,000 grants and they're trash. And he said, the one thing I'll give the crypto AI side is the devs are better and the tech is better. The actual crypto AI tools are better than any of the stuff he's getting pitched to him outside of crypto. I didn't think that would have been true. I actually thought the AI companies were way far ahead, right? In their big labs and shit. They've already done all this. I figured they were way ahead, but according to him, he said crypto AI is like much, much further ahead. He's like, it's, and I might even find the quote here. Let me see if I can find that message. But I was really surprised about that. I didn't think that was true. Oh yeah. Okay. Here we go. Um, Here we go. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but okay. He said, there's so much AI garbage out there. I'm reviewing proposals for this big AI tools competition, and people are proposing absolute trash. But then he said they're asking him for like 500K and things he can create in like 5 minutes, just vibe coding something. And he can code. He can actually code. Um, I'm trying to find his bigger. I want to find his comment about crypto AI because that was awesome. Well, shit. Let me just search it again. Anyway, it's basically what I said already. How did I just have it? No, I lost it. No, now I got to find it. Now it's just to prove a point, you know? There we go. Um, One thing he learned, he said, is agentic AI Twitter is light years ahead in dev work for most people. That's it. That's simple. Again, from him and his career and what he does, that's a pretty big statement. Um, yeah, dude. By the way, just seeing the comment here, it's not gas is not a problem on ETH anymore. It's fractions of a cent or a cent. It's nothing, dude. That's crazy to even remember back to when we'd swap and sometimes you would be paying like 30-50 bucks for a swap. There's times where it was more, but JY is actually not true. Like ETH is seeing all-time high activity. Number of transactions, ETH is like at a crazy all-time high. So it's crazy. Like there's more activity on Ethereum on mainnet than ever before, and gas has never been cheaper. I bet though, dude, on chain yeah. On chain activity is all-time high. But it's because that it done, yeah, it's because especially that upgrade in December, right? It just so many more transactions per second and all that blob stuff, right? But yeah, all-time high in transactions. It keeps breaking all-time highs the past 2 months. But Gravity, good morning, man. Dude, I seem to be the only one that remembers this. I've put it out there a few times. There was a date in 2021. There was a date in first half of 2021, that it was so slow that you couldn't get a transaction through on ETH. And that's like when MetaMask suggests gas, right? You could manually do something right through a contract, I'm sure. Well, no, because you're still using your wallet. But there was a morning I got up, and it was other people too, got up, tried swapping or buying an NFT or something, and you couldn't get a transaction through because gas was so low. So MetaMask was like erroring out and throwing you this massive gas fee. Gas was weird back in the day. It was like April or May 2021. It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. It was wild back then. Dude, Uniswap is awesome too. I use Uniswap a lot now because it's free to swap. You just pay that little, I don't know. Uniswap doesn't take fees on swaps now. It's awesome. So I was swapping through OpenSea just to get the points, but now Uniswap. Dude, it's so good. Anyway, we lost out on guys like this. That we harassed a guy like this, and like that was an opportunity. If this space were better, that we could have won over a guy like that. And we could have done something like this in a super cool, decentralized way. And it could have had a token, and it could have been something this whole space shared in. And it could have been our biggest success story. I'm just saying could have. It wasn't really going to be that, but like it could have been. Instead of harassing him to the point where he was going to delete the thing, and all anybody thinks of crypto is scams and harassment, and like you lose out on opportunities like this. There'll be a next story like that, right? You'll get another guy who builds a thing and sells it for $1 billion. And one of those should be here on chain, like funded by us, and us being rewarded for like an acquisition, or the way the users, it being tokenized. That story will come eventually, but we set ourselves back a long time just the way we are. But we lost out on that, which sucks. Crypto will continue to get mogged by AI until it doesn't. I mean, yeah, it's a take I like. He's replying to that Meepo post, and I agree with him. I think the same, that crypto and AI are part of the same. They're just kind of the same. They're two parts, two sides of the same coin. Can you delete or open source code? I mean, I don't know how it's stored. Again, not a dev, but I assume no. It's on some kind of like. Well, I don't know. It depends on who owns the repositories or something, right? So in theory, like the owner of it could, right? Because they're open sourcing it as in just showing you. You can, it's like you have read access to it, and you can, then they can give edit access, and you can contribute in certain places. But yeah, but also talking out of my ass, not a dev. So again, I'm with Brett. AI's abundance, AI's production cost is zero, AI is credentialless. Yeah. Blockchain's permissionless, blockchain is verified. They belong together. They like blockchain crypto is not complete without AI, and AI is not complete without blockchain. I'm with him. There. The best version of AI is crypto AI. I'm with him. And I think kind of last point here, and then we'll get on to some other things. But yeah, I think Dudu used to watch this show. I think the great AI dislocation is coming. 6 months off, 6 years off. Yeah. How do they handle that? Look, still, I don't know. Is it UBI, UHI? I don't know what it is, but I do think it's money printing. And I do think it's like the COVID stimmy. And I do think it's going to have to be bigger. And I do think at that point, there's going to be a lot of just collecting, looking for anything that's different, rare, valuable. Like if what Brett is saying is true, if abundance happens and everything costs very little because there's so much, the only thing you're not going to have is, I mean, it sounds so crazy, but like rare on-chain collectibles. Who's the dude that bought the Pokemon card for 16 million bucks, and he wants to go buy a T-Rex like fossil, and he wants to buy like the Declaration of Independence. He wants those rare one-off collectibles. Right? He gets it. He gets it. We get it. We were very early to that, still very early to that, but at some point on-chain collectibles are the exact same thing. The exact same thing. All right. I don't know. I think virtuals is such chaos right now. It's so hard to keep up with. And more than that, I just don't think it's that interesting. It almost feels like every skill that an agent has is getting tokenized, right? In a way, because it's specialty agents, and it's like yeah. Like it makes sense, but I'm not finding it that interesting. But let's see if anything's cooking over here. Oh yeah, we got some cooks. Synth CEO, 800K. There's a cook. Morse, more. 300K. I mean, there's plays over here. Um, man, I may need to exit my reply again. I just kind of want to be stabled up. It might be time to sell that reply bag. It, yeah, it might be. I don't think I take a loss there. I think I'm still up a bit. It might be time, dude. And I like them, but if I think we've got a long 6 to 12 months or whatever, you know, there's been plenty of trash there, Moonship. I still think worth the roll of the dice, over the past year. Clearly, there's guys who made their fortunes here. Worth the roll of the dice, to speculate on stuff. But yeah, we're a year further, and there you had all these specialty agents. But again, now we're at the place where you can spin up a specialty agent probably for a couple $100 with Claudebot or OpenClaw. And now it just makes me think we've grown so much that like those individual agents are basically like individual skills. And again, a token for every skill. Don't get me wrong, skills are going to be like super like financialized, like microtransactions, but I just think this is not the final form. And all the, you know, AGDP stuff is very fake. Fake in the way they count it and then fake in the amount of wash trades. Can we predict the next depression? Maybe we do that. But it's still worth watching this. They're giving away a lot of money. That's why stuff's kind of cooking right now, kind of, but it'll dry up. I mean, well, we'll see. We'll see. OpenClaw ACP CLI is live. Spin up an agent wallet on base. Browse, hire, or sell services on ACP. Accept jobs and settle in USDC. Launch your own agent token. Again, if any of this like worked really well, if it worked really, really, really well, then the top agents wouldn't be all wash trades. Right? You'd have a service that's just cooking. Like, right? So it's still mostly LARPy. And also, I don't think bad LARP like knows it's LARP. I think it's very well intended, like intention stuff and stuff that works and stuff that just needs like still models to get a little better. Or, it's like the dev time's real still. You can vibe code to a point, but there's real building that has to come with this too. And I still think we're really, really early with this. And man, especially with AI, we're early until we're not. And I really believe this, that this year is that watershed moment. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. All of a sudden, it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be like a switch got flipped and everything's working. Like the way these are connected and what they're doing and the memory problems. And like, I feel like that's a this year thing. And it's like, oh, fuck. And kind of like DeFi, it's the same thing we said about DeFi. At some point, it's going to work. And when it does, it'll never be the same. Trading won't be. And that just applies to everything. The switch is going to get flipped. So I love that. Just print more. It's all bullshit. It's all fake. And yeah. Reminds me, the tax talk. Good segue. NFTs. We'll quickly look at volume. Let's see. A lot of sales yesterday. Again, token pre-sale or token sale thing is still on there. 16.5 mil in volume yesterday. I wonder what that is actually on base. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to peek. Yeah, what would that be? What would that be? Oh, that's Beezy's. That's cool. Okay. Maybe they weren't onboarded before. Beezy's doing some numbers. I got a Beezy ticket. It's a like a slot machine kind of thing, right? Like yeah, I mean you basically roll the dice and you get a collectible, like a card, a physical. And yeah, dude, I hit some like $200 Pokemon card. So I got a ticket in the OpenSea chest, $200, like fine. Wasn't worth it for the farming. But yeah, doing some numbers, cool. GVC doing decent. Oh, dude, that reminds me, GVC is a new mint coming. Okay, mental note. I don't want to forget that. I want to show. But okay, Del Mundos. I wanted to bring them up because I got them way wrong. I didn't know their story. I thought I knew their story. I didn't. I just looked at them and I got that they were physicals, right? It was like I got that it was physical art, that then dude takes a picture and makes them into NFTs. Like I understood that and I thought that was cool, but I couldn't get past. Look at these 0.15 floor. These were like 50 cents. They were free to mint, I think, or they were like 50 cents. They were like nothing. And they're what? 300 bucks now? So, but I didn't get them. So my problem with them was like I just scroll through and I'm like, they all look the exact same, right? Like, different shirts and maybe different glasses or whatever, but I'm like, they all look the exact same. And it's like you expect the floor ones to be that way, right? But this one, when you get up into the mid-tier rarity stuff, it still to me all looks the same. So like I couldn't make this click. I'm like, that's a hard sell for a 10K collection to look so samey. But I'm gonna show you why they're different. And I didn't know this part. Like, I think they look cool. But I didn't think they'd look cool enough to enough people to really make them work. I know they got some believers and all. But right, we're getting into like these are 2X floor and they look the exact same to me as floor guys, right? They look the same as the floors to me. And it might have a little accessory or something. But they still look the exact same. You know what it is? I didn't realize it's because the face is the same. All of them have the same face. That's the word, dude. Thank you. Digital claw machine. They all have the same face. Okay. But what makes them different, real obvious thing, I should have dug deeper. It's the clothing. I didn't know the story with the clothing on these guys and like the little accessory things. That's the part I totally missed. That guy's cool. So the story with these, not just that they're handmade and the photographs or whatever, right? Cutie, there we go. $2, right? Crazy. That's crazy. I'm telling you guys, there are the like NFTs are really, really good right now. They're really good right now. This keeps happening, It's not like it's happening multiple times a day, and it's not like it's happening, 50 times a week or even 20 times or even 10, but like it feels very easy to pick some winners in NFTs and there's like really good upside. And if you play him like if you play a numbers game with them, you can do very well. NFTs feel like they're in a really cool spot. I wouldn't be diving in right this second, but NFTs have been in a really good spot for probably a couple months now. And maybe it continues. That'd be cool. Anyway, but back to those things, why they're doing so well. Okay, I didn't know. I think it's on this post. Hang on, there's a reply that shows it. Fuck, I hope I have it. Please tell me I kept that tweet. Dude, I might not have. Okay, well then I'll just tell you what I remember about it, which is this dude went around to like family, I think, and like friends and whatever. He basically was digging through like drawers and I want to say like yard sales and stuff like that. This isn't like the accurate version of the story, but it's something like it. But he found all the clothing. He found all of it or made it. It's more that like the wearables, the stuff they're wearing is handmade too. So I'm like, okay, the traits are actually the clothes they're wearing is actually where you're supposed to be looking. It's kind of less about the face and all that. It's about the clothing. I didn't know that. Man, I wish I had that tweet because that tweet, like seeing that video, I'm like, oh shit. Like that clicked. What's up, Ping? Yeah, virtual's gonna be tricky with the tax strategies. The taxes, I think the tax is the fun part, though. Dude, what's up with Orca? And then also Pippin has been ridiculous. Pippin hit like a 750 mil market cap like 2 days ago. Crazy. Okay, Del Mundo's, I'll wrap that up, but just there was more to that collection. It could have some more upside if the market can kind of get hot or stay hot or whatever it is. But I get them in a different way now. So I can't believe I lost that video. We'll find it. We'll find it one of these days. Deathster's looking great. I sold today, like I bought yesterday. I sold today. I made a little, up a little. They've burned a quarter of their supply. I don't think that's a good thing. I'm not convinced that's a good thing. Here's what's going to happen with strategy tokens or the whole like idea of burning. Every time there's like I want to see if I can think of a good analogy here. I'll just say this: it doesn't matter. It's one of those things that's like mystifying enough to people because we haven't seen it play out a ton. Like what happens with a token that has holders, has volume, has liquidity? What happens when the supply goes down enough? And you would think your first reaction is, oh, it's going to send the token if somebody buys. I don't think that's the case. I mean, I don't think that's it. I think we're going to get to that point and everyone's going to be like, well, the guys are just selling fewer tokens, right? That's all it means. Less tokens for the same amount of money. It's just it's going to even itself out. I think what's going to happen is people are going to realize, well, burning tokens doesn't matter a ton. When you've got 1 billion tokens, it doesn't matter a ton. I don't think it does. I think that's how this is going to play out. We're going to get to a point where it's 50% of the supplies burned, but is that going to move the price? Is that going to attract buyers? I think people are going to realize it kind of doesn't matter, huh? Like, in theory, it sounds like it could get interesting in the right scenario, could get really interesting if you have 750,000 people who want to hold this, and there's only enough for each of them to hold one. But the fact that you can go fractional from there, right? I don't think it matters. Can you go fractional? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it matters at all. And I just think that we don't see it often enough. We've not seen it play out enough to really know that. We have here and there, but like at a, on a big project like this, I don't know. I'll chat about it with Henry tomorrow on our stream, but this is working really well, right? I hope it does. It's got a great chance. Like people in other communities are waking up to this and they're not hating it. They're seeing it as something that drives value to holders, like not as this negative thing that crushes floors, because it doesn't. It's a tweak to the strategies. It's proving, I really do think it's proving that they're like, it's doing more volume than the other strategy tokens. It's proving that you just had to like tweak the formula. Like, don't list it 20% higher, list it 20% lower. That easy. That simple. We'll take the hit as the project, right? And we'll push value to you, as opposed to the other versions where it's like they're still buying an NFT. They're still kind of hurting your floor by like listing percentage going up, right? And they might sit at a place that they don't sell for years, so you can never activate your flywheel. So like, which one's actually worse for a project? The one that's going to push volume to your project, or the one that's going to like put a wallop on your floor? Like, which one's worse? Or which one's better? I actually think Deathster is like, I think Kongs are way onto something. So, got through Nakamigos, bought, by the way, my voice is starting to go weird. But they bought like, I don't know, 50, 60 Nakamigos. And people are loving it, like collecting. They get a discount on collecting. There's guys who got the Nakamigo and didn't sell. They just wanted a Nakamigo. And now Cool Cats community, they might buy Deathster because they get a 20% off their own NFT if they want to buy and support. It's really good. People are catching on that this is actually pretty badass if you want to collect. So next up, captains from Meme Land, Bored Ape Kennel Club. I think Kennel Club may end up winning, maybe. And then Nakamigo's up for a vote again. And I think, kind of hope Nakamigos wins again. I think that's the perfect collection to do this on. But it's going really well. 25% of the supply gone. I think they're crushing it. Shout out to Henry, who I think is crushing it on all the spaces, explaining it to people. He's doing really, really awesome with this. So GG's to him. And then I think we'll end here. Holy cow. Okay. I think we're getting the OpenSea token. I think we're going to get it Q1. I think we're actually going to get it. Okay. So OpenSea's tweeted out. Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, hit the like. I don't even look at it. I didn't see where we're at, but thank you. Okay. March 30th, OpenSea announced live event, live stream, revealing what products and updates and whatever. But dude, come on. They're dropping the C token then, right? Is that what they're doing? I would put up a vote, but I won't. We'll just put it in the chat. Is OpenSea dropping the C token on March 30th? It's usually like the final nail in the coffin. You're dropping your token or you're launching your NFT. They know this. These guys behind the scenes really know it. You drop it while there's still some action or liquidity or attention or whatever. You don't drop these in a bear market. I think they think like, look, they got to stick to their like Q1 like promise, right? But also like they could delay it if they want. I think they know if they delay it, they're only going to launch it in worse conditions. So it's like, I think they're launching it. I think they're launching it. I think the token's coming March 30th. I think they're going to do a live event and say, check your wallets. I think they're going to do that. I kind of think it's not going to be a claim. But also, that's like probably bullshit. Also, this fucking guy still. This guy's still on that thing about his bad trade and trying to blame OpenSea for him. I like this dude, but him, he bought the wrong token, or what was it? He bought a scam token and he's trying to blame these guys. Still crazy. What a thing. And then we can probably end on this. But believes this is the best buying opportunity for Bitcoin since early 2020 and thinks we get another dip. I'm just right there. I still think we could get a crash. You know what I mean? Like a black swan. I think we totally could get a black swan, but I'm not sure that we do. Right? I'm not sure we do. The only thing I'm sure about is that not too far off a year, within 12 months, I think we start going higher and much higher. That's the only thing I'm pretty sure about. If we extend that out 2 years, 3 years, I'm very fucking sure we go much higher. That's the only thing I'm sure about. Don't know if we get a black swan event. Don't know that we go much lower. I think we do. I think we can. Don't think we live there long, but all that's like think. What do I really know or really believe? Much higher, not too far out. That's what I really think. That's it. Like I could picture 54. I don't think that's crazy, but also maybe not. Like maybe that doesn't happen. I'm ready to be shocked by something. What, one side or the other. I'm just ready for that. And I think that's coming. I do. Man, so funny out there for this. Oh, all right. So a little action now. Was there news, anything? I mean, this isn't crazy, but down 1.5%, 2%. Is this just the market waking up? I don't know. It's funny, dude. Like, imagine if we get a crash today of some sort. You felt it in the air today, right? Pain all year, damn. But you know what? If we get some kind of crash, it's like we wake up and you felt that something's coming. All right, let's say today. So let's do a prediction just for the fun. Just for the fun of it. We're gonna go. It's ridiculous. I use CoinGecko for this, but I mean, we've got a big old support level in the mid 60s, like big. Like, I don't know. I think we hold here pretty well. It's 65 ish. What's up, Lemon? Hang on. Can we do the lemon thing? No, we can't. Good to see you, brother. Hang on. What do I didn't even read what you said. Always interesting to invert the Bitcoin chart and see how it looks in reverse. How does it look? If you don't know it's a bottom, try inverting and see if it looks like a top. I love that. That's pretty awesome. Trying to picture what that would look like. Can I flip this? Whatever. Mid 60s today. Mid 60s today. 65. I mean, we're mid 60s right now, right? That counts. But 65 today, 64, 62. Lemon, you're going to literally flip my whole window, aren't you? You ever hit that fucking like key combination where it flips your screen and you can't figure out how to get it off and you can't search because everything's sideways? What's up, Cheka? Yeah, 69 year Bitcoin. That's pretty good. I like that. I like it. All right, smash a like on the show. Subscribe to Crypto Slam on YouTube. All you guys are on YouTube, anyways. I know, dude. I'm such a boomer doing this on CoinGecko. It's ridiculous. Go to amind.ai, launch a mind. Follow Etho. I hate the shills. I don't hate the shills, but you know, Etho Swarm on X and Crypto Slam IO on X. And I will see you boys tomorrow. Newsletter's going out today, so look out for that. We'll see you guys. Have a good one. Goodbye.